Okay, welcome ladies to YL.net. This is Catherine, AC4YL, Net Control for this evening's net. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Echolink ALARA Conference node. Be sure to invite all YLs you know to join us. We ask that only YLs or female ham radio operators check in and participate. The purpose of this net is to encourage you to become and stay active with amateur radio, help each other enhance our operating knowledge and skills, and have fun. During the net, feel free to join us in the NFARL Do Drop In chat room by opening any web browser and going to nfarl.dodropin.org. Just put your name / call sign in the box and click Login. YLs who would like to check in, please give us your call sign, name, and current location. And don't forget that there is a 3 to 4 second delay when transmitting through Echolink. This is Catherine, AC4YL. We will now begin taking check-ins. Please call now.
Net Control, this is WA4YL, Dawn in Hudson, Florida.
This is WB1ARU, Ann in Hanover, Massachusetts.
This is AE7MB, Margaret, Battleground, Washington.
This is KC9YL, Wisconsin.
KA7SKY, Sky in Gardner, Washington.
Okay, very good. We'll start with those check-ins. So far we have Dawn, WA4YL, joining us from Florida, and WB1ARU joining us from Massachusetts, Margaret, AE7MB, joining us from Washington, and KC9YL joining us from Wisconsin, and Sky, K7SKY, joining us from Washington. And I see Susie here has also checked in here via the chat, N8CGM in Ohio. Good evening to you as well. All right. Do we have any other YLs who would like to check in? Please call now.
To L3 with the hotel uniform. Good evening, ladies.
Okay, Carol, VA3, WHU, joining us from Ontario. Good evening, Carol. Good to have you here with us. And I think CJ is popping in and popping out, so maybe she's having some trouble transmitting, but maybe she'll be able to get that straightened out and join us again. It'd be nice to have her with us as well. Okay, very good. I think that's everyone I have on the list. Just to make sure, do we have any other YLs who'd like to check in? Okay, I see Maureen just popped in here, VE3MIO, also out of Ontario. Good evening to you, and let's see, Nisi, I Kathy Nisi's here with us, KA1ULN. Good evening to you out of Massachusetts. We've got you in here. And then there's Melanie, AG4YL, here in Georgia. Okay, very good. I think that is everyone. Okay, awesome. What I thought we'd do is just go down the list and catch up with everybody and see how everybody is doing. And, of course, Melanie and myself, we got to go up to Chattanooga over the weekend, this past Saturday, and meet several gals up there and visit with them and run a couple of forums up there back to back, and had a really nice time up there. The weather was a little dreary on the ride up, but it got nice in the afternoon, and we had a really nice time. They moved their location from a community center to a really nice facility up there in Camp Jordan, and so it was really, really nice. Larger facility. I think it was more well-suited for a ham fest, better parking, and I think it was just a much nicer facility and set up for a ham fest. So we had a great time and got to see Kathy, W4CMG, Kathy. She's been on the net here with us in the past, and I think she does a class or something on Thursday night, so she's not able to join us. But it was nice to see her and her OM Gym and catch up with them and meet a lot of really great gals up there. In fact, they have a YLNet on Echolink on Monday evenings at 8 o'clock. So I'll try and get some info there. I think we've got the flyer somewhere around here that has their repeater information on how we can connect. Melanie, would you like to add anything to our trip and Hamfest up this weekend?
Good evening, Melanie, AG4YL here. What's really, a couple of cool things. There we go, stupid tablet. The Chattahoochee Amateur Radio Club is unique in that it has a large concentration, whereas in the Atlanta area there's 6, 7, 8 clubs. In Chattanooga there's I think there's 2, one actually for Chattanooga and one serving Cleveland, Tennessee. And the Chattanooga club is really, really big. Most of the hams in the area belong to the club, and then you have a huge number of YLs in this club. And what's really kind of cool is rather than try to do a separate YL club, which they're so integrated, they so belong all to one big club like we do here in Atlanta with North Fulton Amateur Radio League. They have sort of a pre-meeting of the YLs in the club. So they all show up a little bit earlier for the club meeting and have their kind of, hangout, socialization, hi, how you doing time, and that type of thing. And then the regular club meeting starts and, everybody's there, members of the club. So it's kind of a unique thing, a structure that they have there. And then the YLs, once a month, they do something, sometimes ham radio operated, sometimes not, and they go out and do some really cool stuff, which is, I think, it's fun for them, as soldering classes and kit building classes and the like. Wait, pause for a reset. Okay, G4YL here returning. The other cool thing is they're very, very involved in doing their Hamfest. The YLs and the OMs work very closely together on the Hamfest. And in fact, it was a YL that was putting together the fox hunt for the youth, for all the kids that came, because they try to keep it interesting for the kids. Unfortunately, because of the weather, they couldn't do it. They couldn't get out there and do the fox hunt, but you know, it was all organized and ready to go. So, great bunch of people. They're really, as Catherine I think said earlier, we went a couple of years ago when they were in a different location. This is really a lot better, a lot more suited to what they do, and it was wonderful seeing everybody working together and how large of a YL contingency they have there in Chattanooga. I thought it was pretty nice, and they're running out and talking to the ladies and really making sure that they touch base with them. You know, are you licensed? Do you want to be licensed? Are you interested in amateur radio? Come be a part of our group and our hobby. It was very nice to see, and something unusual. I think you have to have a certain geographic and demographic situation for that to work, and it works very well for them. So that was my takeaway. I really enjoyed that. It was something different that I haven't encountered. So I thought that was my best takeaway from it, and what I enjoyed about it the most. And the forum was very good, and the women seemed to really enjoy it. So that's my 2 cents worth. Thanks, Catherine. Nice to see all you ladies on the net this evening. I'll send this back over to Net Control. This is AG4YL.
Okay, very good, Melanie. Thank you very much. And we had a couple of gals join us, too. We had Ann, W1AYL, out of New Hampshire, join us. Good evening. And Rhonda, KK6VST, here in Georgia, also join us. Okay, very good. Yeah, we had a great time. And, the gals, as Melanie mentioned, are close, and they get together and do some fun activities. And it was just really great to meet them and visit with them and spend some time with them at the forum. It was very interactive as well. They really enjoy learning new things and exploring the world of amateur radio, and so it was fun to hear their experiences and their stories along the way as well. So it was a good time. I think everybody enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to visiting with them again soon, hopefully. Okay, well, let's go down the list and give everybody a chance to tell us how you're doing and what you've been up to, and if you've got any news announcements or anything for the group. So let's go to Dolan, WA4YL. What have you been up to, AC4YL, with the group?
WA4YL on the net. Well, tonight I went to a direction finding class, and I'm to participate in a fox hunt next month. And this Saturday, my club is having their annual Ham Fest, which is going to be a small tailgate in the town, in our town of Newport Richey here. And they are RL affiliated, and there will also be VE sessions. And I don't know if I want to do it this year or not yet. Back to Net Control.
All right, very good, Dawn. Well, it sounds like y'all got a lot going on down your way. And, sure, why not? Just have some fun there. I find I really enjoy helping out with the VE test sessions. It's a lot of fun to meet the folks that come in and chat with the other VEs there and kind of stay fresh on the process, so that's really cool. In fact, I haven't had a chance to review it yet, but one of the YLs up in Chattanooga had put together a kind of a sheet to help out with those that are new to attending VE test sessions and helping out with that. So I'm looking forward to looking through that, kind of a cheat sheet, step-by-step guide, so to speak, on how that works. Of course, you know, there's the VE session manual that's there, but I think she tried to summarize the kind of the overview of the process to make it simpler for folks that are new to learn it. So I'm looking forward to going through that and checking that out as well. So very good, Dawn. Well, it's great to hear from you, and glad you guys are doing okay down your way. Let's go to Ann, WB1ARU. How are you, Ann, and what's been going on with you?
Well, good evening, WB1ARU here. Well, we were on last night for the YL meetup. We were on 40 meters, and there was a strange noise level. My display was all green, but there were signals coming through that were quite readable and so forth. It's just that the picture on the screen was pretty strange. Kind of had to look through the noise level to see the signals or something. But I did work 2 YLs, both of them in Georgia. One gal was a tech, and she was working with her husband, got her on with his call sign, and the other was an extra. The call signs were KN4KHY, and that was Phyllis, and the other was KN4ABC, and that was Susie. And I did send both of them information about tonight's net, so we'll see what happens if either of them gets on. Susie was in Gainesville, and I'm sorry I don't remember where Phyllis was, but in a minute I can check. I can't reach that computer from here, so I can look that up in a moment. But anyway, so that was good last night. Did work a few OMs, also mostly south. I think Florida, and I think I worked one further west, Kentucky. So I guess basically it was foreland that was coming in on 40 last night. But anyway, we just keep trying every week and see who we hear, and it was nice to work 2 new YLs last night. So that's about it on the ham radio front here. Weather's gotten a lot cooler. We've had a couple of frosts. So anyway, that's back to net from WB1ARU.
Okay, very good, Ann. So, are you gals? I know you're switching to 40 a lot lately because 20 just isn't cutting it. I saw last night y'all met up on 7.193 plus or minus. Are you gals planning to kind of stick around that frequency when you switch to 40?
Well, actually, we ended up at 197 last night because there were quite a few people on frequency down around 193, which I found out when I finally got there. Like I said, the screen was most deceiving. But someplace around there, just below 200, seems to be a place where we can find some open frequencies. And trying to stay below 200 in case anybody wants to check in from across the pond. In other words, Jenny, if she wants to stay up that late. WB1ARU.
Okay, very good, Ann. Well, thank you very much for that. We'll try to get a little bit of updated information on the reminders on while ops. We'll try to get folks to kind of check around 4.191 to 199, somewhere in there. Yeah, we'll try to meet up there. So Okay, awesome. Thanks for that. We also had Phyllis join us, KN4KHY. Good evening, Phyllis. And I think that's one of the gals that you were able to work last night on the meetup there, Ann. And looks like Dot AC4HH has joined us out of Tennessee. So welcome, Dot. We're glad to have you here with us as well. We're just going down the check-in list and giving everybody a chance to say hello to everyone and catch us up on how you're doing. So next up is Margaret, AE7MB in Washington. So Margaret, how are you, and what's new out your way?
Good evening, ladies. Well, let's see. Let's start off with it's raining. Yay! October's been a pretty dry month, but it started to rain. I wasn't around for the last 2 weeks because we were teaching again. We had 3 ladies take our course. All 3 of them passed at least 90% rate or scores. So we've got three new YLs, and as soon as their call signs come in, why then we'll get them on the air. So that's what I've been doing. I'm playing around right now with the YL harmonics, trying to get out the November-December issue. Other than that, it's just life as usual. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. This is AE7MB, over to Net Control.
All right, very good, Margaret. Well, awesome. Glad the class went well, and you guys do such a great job with that. I think it's fantastic. And yeah, I'm not sure if you're outside, but I'm kind of with Dawn there. It kind of sounded like some rain in the background. That's awesome. Glad you guys are doing okay out your way. That is fantastic. And let's see, we've had Barb join us, KD0WAU, out of Kansas. So good evening, Barb. We're glad to have you here with us as well. We're just catching up, going down the check-in list. So next up is Ann, KC9YL. So Ann, what have you been up to? What's going on out your way up there in Wisconsin?
Good evening, everyone. Well, it took me about 3 weeks to get my Echo Link going, so I finally got the audio set, and I took the preferences and the whatever the other variable thing was, and I made print screens of everything, so hopefully that'll take care of that. Not much going on here, enjoying being retired. Started volunteering at the local Capitol Civic Center Theater last weekend, doing some bartending there, and just keeping busy trying to get caught up with things at home. I have my family up by my house this coming Sunday after the memorial mass for my parents, so I'll have everybody here, and then there'll be trick-or-treating afterwards. So going to kind of be a busy week, so I got a lot of things to catch up around here and hopefully sneak in some contesting over the weekend with the CQ Worldwide contest. Back to that, this is KC9YL.
All right, fantastic, Ann. Well, that is great. Sounds like y'all got a lot going on, and your audio is great, by the way. So yeah, hang on to those settings because it's working out awesome. Sounds really good, and so glad you got that squared away. It's good to hear from you this evening, as always, Ann. So I'll take care. Sky, I think she made a comment about her audio. Let's try going to Sky. I'm not sure if she's working on it, got it working, or whatnot, but let's give her a shot here. So, Sky, go ahead if you can. KE7SKY, AC4YO with the group. Okay, I'm going to guess not yet. So, Susie, if you got comments for the group here, I can't talk tonight. I'm so tired. Did you have anything for the group this evening? I don't know if your audio is working, but we can go ahead and pass it to you and give it a shot here. N8CGM, AC4YL with the group. Okay, nothing from Susie yet. So, Sky or Susie, anything you want to share with the group, just feel free to type it in the Echo Link chat. We'll make sure we share that with them so we can hear from you gals as well. Let's go to Carol, VA3WHU. Carol, how are you doing, and what's new up your way?
Hello, ladies. Good evening from Hamilton, Ontario. No snow here, no frost here yet, but I heard it's coming. This is going to be a wet and cold 6 and 7 degrees Celsius weekend. I know you guys all operate in Fahrenheit. What's new with me? I went to see the family doctor today, and she filled out the form needed from my workplace to get me back into the workforce. Predicted return date November 5th, Guy Fawkes Day. I don't know how many of you out there know about Guy Fawkes, but something for you to Google there, Catherine, and check that out. So it's a big thing in the UK. They celebrate Guy Fawkes Day on the 5th of November. Other than that, yeah, looking to go on the CQ Worldwide DX contest this weekend. Really excited to make some contacts there. Hopefully everything goes well. I can go on HF. It's saying the email that I've got, it says the 6 contest and 183.5, 7, 14, 21, and 28. So I'm wondering about 20 meters and 40 meters, if anybody knows anything more about this contest. From October the 27th till October the 29th, October the 28th, 27th and 28th. They're saying that it's starting on Friday, October the 26th at 8 p.m. local time, to October the 29th at 7:59 p.m. local time. So our club does have a contest site, and I'm sure they'll be operating from out there. It's a portable site that they have just outside of the boundaries here in Hamilton, that they all, go out and congregate and sleep overnight and have pizza and stuff like that. So, but it's really hard to get on out there because there's so many people wanting to get on to the radios, and I'm not really sure if I want to prepare to stay overnight in a trailer with some people that I know them from the club, but I mean, it's different when you're doing it from home and doing it portable. So other than that, everything's good here in Hamilton. I'm feeling a lot better, and I hope everybody on the net's good tonight, and it's always lovely to join the group. Over.
All right, great, Carol. Well, I'm glad you're doing better and staying on top of the health situation there. That is great. And yeah, CQ Worldwide going on this weekend, and it is on 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. And the nice thing about this contest, if you gals have not participated in a contest before, you're new to it, trying to get comfortable with it, the exchange is really simple. It's a signal report in your CQ zone, which you can simply Google CQ zone map and find it that way, and find out what your CQ zone is. But it's a very simple exchange, and it's a lot of fun. So it's a phone single sideband this weekend, worldwide participation. There's only 3 power levels to operate at. If you're operating 5 watts or less, you're QRP. If you're 100 watts or less, you're low power. 1500 watts and higher is high power. So have a lot of fun and play some CQ Worldwide this weekend. It is a lot of fun. In fact, let me see if I can. I'll see if I can copy and paste the rules here, the link to the rules, so you guys can get some more information on that. But yeah, check out CQ Worldwide and have a lot of fun with that. It's easy exchange, very simple. All right, very good, Carol. It's good to catch up with you. Thanks so much for being here, and we're glad to have you here with us this evening. And I'll definitely look up Guy Fawkes for sure and check that out. So thank you for that. It's always fun to learn something new. All right, next up is Nisi, K-A-1-U-L-N. Nisi, if you're out there, how are you and what's going on up your way?
Oh, Catherine, Red Sox are smoking. So the World Series, it was Tuesday and Wednesday, and we won both games. And now they're on their way. They must be in L.A. now. So it's Boston against L.A. and yeah, we got to win 2 more games. So let's see, what else ham radio-wise? I really haven't been down to my shack in a week. I don't know. I think I just downloaded JS8, Juliet Sierra 8 call. It's I guess it's gonna be, it's a digital mode. It's a brand new digital mode that that just came out. I guess it's gonna end up being JS8. I really would encourage all the YLs to try FT8, Fox Tango 8. It's a great mode. It's all digital, and once you, once you start the QSO, it's all digital. So once the QSO starts, it automatically completes itself. So that's a nice thing. You don't have to talk. You don't really I know a couple of people here don't really I know Lauren doesn't like to use her voice. So the digital modes would be perfect for her. But it's a great mode. I think everybody's saying JS8 is supposed to be even nicer because it's a digital mode. Plus you can text like PSK. So it's kind of like a FT8 and a PSK merged, and it's a KN4 CRD wrote the software. Let me reset and then I'll just one quick thing and I'll go. Yeah, so I really would encourage all the YLs here to try at least one digital mode, and maybe there's a few really popular digital modes, but I would try one. they really are easy and nice and flowing. You know, sometimes when I'm calling CQ, you know, your throat gets dry and it just seems like you have to call CQ, never ending with nobody ever answering. So you don't have to go through that with digital modes. Your computer does everything. Alrighty. So thanks again, Kat, for running the net. And back to you, my friend, KA1ULN.
All right, very good, Nisi. You know, I couldn't help but think of that funny Peanuts cartoon somebody put on Facebook. They said something about, you know, how's FT8 going or something, and maybe he says my computer's work in Asia or something crazy. It just cracked me up. Anyway, Oh, it's too funny. But yeah, definitely the digital modes in CW give folks an opportunity to operate in a different mode or one that they may be more comfortable with due to whatever reason. So, in fact, Melanie was sharing an article with me last night that she had found, which was kind of cool, little historical one, and I'm trying to find that particular one because there were a couple. But one was about this YL who had, she had ended up, I think, losing her eyesight and then losing her hearing. I think that's what it was. But what was most interesting is she didn't completely go deaf. She could still hear the high-pitched sounds of a tone using CW. So she had learned and gotten involved in amateur radio and had had a lot of fun doing that, and yet that became her main form of communication with other people around the world because she could still continue that communication with Morse code. So it was pretty fascinating. It was the most enjoyable. So maybe if we can find that, we'll post a link to it on Facebook or something. So all right. So let me see here. Maureen's next. VE3MIO. Good evening, Maureen. How are you? And what's going on up your way? It's good to see you back with us this week.
Oh, sorry about that. My mouse went for a walk. I think the cat was playing with the cord here. But anyhow, good evening to everybody on here, and it's so nice to hear everybody. And now I finally figured out that after one net over here in Ontario, I can just jump down to this one and get in here too. So fantastic. Temperature here is 6 Celsius. I know it's below 50 Fahrenheit. 50 is 10, so it's down below 50 Fahrenheit. We had a wet trace of snow yesterday, and then all of a sudden it kind of changed into something a little heavier than that. It was a good snow, great big flakes, but as soon as they landed on the ground, they disappeared, which is thankful for that. We're not into winter anymore. At one time we were, when we had the kids and all that at home. 5 skidoos and 5 of us, and boy, we rip and tore right after I got off work Friday night. We were heading out to camp on the skidoo trails, but we kind of got out of that. Kids left home. We got a little wiser maybe, staying in where it's a little bit warmer, and all in all, had my knee done. I told you that the last week, I guess. And I can sit a little longer. I do exercise as well. I'm sitting here. Other than that, I go to see the surgeon that did my knee on the 5th of November. And I'm sure he's going to be pleased. I know my therapist really exuberant. She said, you know, I can't tell you anything because you're doing all you should do and even more. So I was quite pleased. Other than that, I can sit a little longer now, and it's kind of nice to listen to all the girls. Haven't been doing too much on radio. We've had a few hang-ups in the family. I had a sister that went silent, and the people that were looking after her brought all her stuff in here to our little 2-bedroom apartment, and my shack looks like I don't know, Haney's junkyard or something. Ted said, you know, we always said if something you kind of, something's got to go, and I'm going to time out in 18 minutes. I said, I'm going to miss him. Okay, Jalop, I'm out of here. Take care. God bless. And 33 to 1-0.
All right, very good, Maureen. Well, I'm really glad that the recovery is going very well, and yep, I have a feeling your visit on the 6th is going to be a breeze. So glad to have you here back with us again this week, Maureen, and it's great to hear from you as always. And we're glad you're staying busy but taking care of yourself at the same time. Got that article I was just mentioned about a minute ago. Melanie helped me find it there. It's out of YL News and Views from the October 1966 QST issue. there's a link to it off of RF Cafe, and the YL I was referring to is Mary Lou Stockstill, WN6SSZ. So you can read all about her and some of the other gals there and their ham radio experiences, and there's even a picture of Mary Lou there in that article, and a couple other YLs also. So have fun. I think you'll really enjoy it. I certainly did, and I know Melanie did too. But it's kind of interesting because you can see some of the similarities and differences between YL activities then and now, and even going back, you know, past their time as well. It's kind of interesting. All right, very good. Let me see here. Get back to my list. Next up is Ann, W1AYL in New Hampshire. Ann, how have you been, and what's new up your way? AC4YL with the group.
Thank you, Catherine. It's W1AYL. What's new? I've been picking up more days at work on weekends because we lost one of our co-workers. She resigned, so I'm working a little harder at work. As far as the radio goes, I'm almost close to having my antenna changed and improved upon. My husband this week dug a hole and put in a new pole for how we're going to change it and extend the length of the wire. So I'm hoping to have that done soon, possibly tomorrow he'll finish it. If not, it'll be next week because we're getting some pretty bad weather here in New England on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a nor'easter with bad rain and winds. So if not tomorrow, maybe afterwards. And I am anxious to get it up and get back on the radio. I bought a new headset with a mic and a foot switch, so I'm hoping that'll be useful for me. So that's about it. I'm glad to hear from everybody else this week, and that's it. So it's W1AYL, back to net.
All right, that's awesome, Ann. Well, that's great. And see, there's a contest going on this weekend, so you could push a little bit and be like, hey, if we get this up tomorrow, then we can play CQ Worldwide over the weekend and really test that antenna out. Oh, that's great. Well, I hope it all works out, and y'all stay safe up there during the weather. I haven't even checked the weather to see, you know, what's going on. I know today it was overcast and quite chilly today down here, and so in Georgia that is. But we'll see what it brings the weekend. I haven't checked, but I'll definitely have to take a look now. All right, very good. Next up is Rhonda, KK6VSC. Rhonda, how have you been, and what have you been up to? AC4YL with the group here.
Thank you, Catherine. Not much happening here down in South Georgia, Statesboro near Savannah. It's very nice to see Phyllis join us tonight. She's also from this area and participates in some of the same ham groups that I do. And so nice to see you on, Phyllis. And like I said, there's not much going on here. Been working a lot, and I'll send it back to you, Catherine.
Well, I have to say, working a lot seems to be the trend. Except Carol, who's trying to get back to work. But, yeah, boy, I'm with you gals there. Work's just been insane. I'm about burned out myself. It's just, I don't know what it is. The last 2-3 weeks have just been nonstop crazy. And I'm like, boy, if I could just get a quiet minute to catch up, that'd be nice. Oh, but anyway, that's great. Yeah, we'll get to hear from Phyllis here, and actually she's up next. So how about now, Phyllis? If you got your Echo link up and going, you'd like to come in and say hello to the group. We'd love to hear from you. KN4KHY, AC4YL with the group here. Okay, I'm not sure. Looks like Phyllis is still connected. April's here with us, VE3BHG. Good evening to you, April. Good to see you here with us. Let's try going back to Phyllis real quick here and see how she's doing. Phyllis, if you'd like to come in and say hello to the group, we'll pass it over to you. KN4KHY, AC4YL with the group.
Good evening, everyone on the net. Hopefully that you can hear me now. I was transmitting a while ago. I don't know what happened to my audio. But this is actually my first time checking in on the net. And hopefully I can check in more often. Only when I'm working, though, I'm not able to use my phone because I have to use it for work. But I was glad to talk to Ann last night. And I will do my best to check in and listen just as much as I possibly can. And like Miss Rhonda said, it's kind of rainy and cool here, but kind of ready for that kind of weather. So I will turn it back over to the net, and glad to be here, and I'll just sit here and listen. So this is KN4KHY, back to the net.
All right, awesome, Phyllis. Well, we're really glad to have you here with us. This is a fun group. I think you'll have a good time when you can join us, and it's great to have you. And, yeah, we meet every Thursday right here on ALARA, even at 8 p.m. Eastern, even when the time changes. So all the gals that get on here and you use the Eastern time and convert it to yours, it's not going to change. Now, if you're using UTC, it's going to shift when the time changes, because we'll be moving from 4 hours behind UTC to 5 hours behind UTC. So if you're going off UTC time, it will change, but it's always 8 o'clock Eastern for the local gals here, even when the time shifts. So, all right, cool. Let me see, get back to my list here. Next up is Dot, AC4HH. So, Dot, how are you this evening? It's good to see you on here as well. If you'd like to come in and say hi to the gals, we'd love to hear from you. AC4YL with the group. AC4YL here. I don't have any audio from Dot. I guess she's still connected. I don't know. My list gets cut off, so I'm not 100% sure. AC4HH, if you're there and like to come in and say hi, we'd love to hear from you. AC4YL with the group. All right, well, maybe she had to pop out of here, but I did see her on earlier, so maybe we can catch up with her another time. Okay, so next up is Barb, KD0WAU. Barb, how are you doing? It's great to have you back here with us this evening.
Why, thank you very much for welcoming me to the group. Yes, it's tough for me to pull away and remember to come in and chat. Been busy, very busy. Let's see, I am now teaching, FLDigi digital using a signal link with 2-meter. So we're going to start a digital net here in a little bit. If you guys have any input for me, that would be great. And I went on that trip as far as an event with Michelle, W5MQC down to the USS Batfish. What fun that was, transmitting from a submarine for 3 days. That was indeed interesting. In any case, it's getting late and I won't keep you too long. So back to you, Catherine. Great to hear you.
That's no worries at all, Barb. In fact, it's great to have you here with us, and we got to catch up with some of the gals that participated in that event. In fact, we heard y'all had a little fun excitement there with the power outage going on, and that it's definitely, in fact, really dark on a submarine when the power goes out. Yeah, if you have any additional comments on that, Barb, or anything else, don't feel like you got to rush through, or any more information on the digital net that you want to share, please come on back and tell us if you like.
Well, thanks, Catherine. I really appreciate it. I'll tell you what, I was reading in the Florida Irish that they were calling for volunteers to help with their communications because their infrastructure was wiped out, and they specifically wanted 2-meter to go from shelter to the EOC. So I'm in charge of communications for my CERT group, the Community Emergency Response Team. So what we're doing now is teaching ourselves. I'm teaching the digital to those that can handle it on a 2-meter using the signal link, and I've even hooked up the signal link now to the HT, the Handy Talks. And we'll be doing FLDigi and messaging on the computer with it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Once we get to the point where we're, let's say, our experience is good enough, we'll start a digital net. That's in about 6 months. So that's what we've been up to. Kind of fun. Keeps us busy. And I don't know how many signal links I have now installed. In any case, if any of you ladies know of any digital nets on the HF that I should take a jump into, just let me know. This is back to Catherine. Thanks for coming back to me. I really appreciate it. Back to you.
That's awesome, Barb. That's great. I just think that's fantastic what you gals are doing there and getting that together, you and your group trying to get the digital set up. That's awesome. And not necessarily always a piece of cake to do either. So happy for y'all taking on that challenge and getting involved in that, and that's amazing. So yeah, keep us posted on how that goes and get your digital net going. I don't know of any HF digital nets off the top of my head that I can think of, but if anybody else has any, please jump on in here. I'll pause and open it up to the group. So if you guys know of anything with that, or any tips on signal link or digital, come on in and share it with the group here. Let's see here, Barb. I'm not hearing anyone else trying to do kind of a quick search on the fly here, but let me see. Looks like there are some. There's several in Olivia, actually. Olivia 8500. There's a Michigan Digital Traffic Net on 80. There's Kentucky Digital Net on PSK 31 on 80 meters as well. But anyway, you might want to Google Digital HF Net. That might give you a good start. ARRL has a net directory search as well on their website. You might be able to find something there. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll see if we can find something out there. Anishi might have a suggestion. Looks like she's got Feldhell Net tonight at 9. Anishi might have some information for you too. So, of course she does. Yeah, I see she's typed up in the chat there. So yeah, Barb, you might want to connect up with Nisi, K-A-1-U-L-N, and she'll help you out with digital nets and give you some great information on that. So cool. Nisi, did you have any comments that you wanted to jump in here real quick?
No, Kat. I think almost every day there is a digital net all day long. If you use NetLogger, netlogger.org, you can download netlogger.org, and you can see them all there. But tonight there's a Feldhell Net at 9 p.m. It's 4 minutes in. I think I'm going to go try it. Feldhell is a great digital mode, but I know Saturday there's a PSK mode. Yeah, I will. If you just shoot me an email, I'll send you the piece in my blog. It is in my blog. I think I say what are the digital modes and when they are. If you want to look at k1uln.blogspot.com. Otherwise, just shoot me an email and I'll mail you what's in there. Alrighty, back to you, Kat.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Nisi. Appreciate that. Arl has a net directory search. I'll see if I can put the link in there. I haven't used it, but it looks like you basically can fill out any info or what you're looking for. If you're looking for a particular band, I don't see. It looks like that's mainly traffic forwarding. There's a non-national traffic forwarding nets or all nets. You can do a search. If there's a particular one you're looking for, that might be an option. Or, like I said, if you just Google digital HF nets, you'll probably find a range there. I'd look for some with more current dates on them to make sure that those nets are still ongoing. But yeah, there's quite a few out there. I'm just looking real quick. Some of your ARIES sites will also have nets and information on that, and when they run those, there's, like, I'm looking at Georgia ARIES website, there's a net schedules page there where they have specific nets and how they run and what modes they run in. So that's another option too. So, but yeah, definitely check out Nisi's blog, ka1uln.blogspot.com. She's got a lot of great information on there, gals, so check it out. Thanks, Nisi, for all that you do in getting that together. It's fantastic. It's a lot of good, fun information over there. All right, next up is April. So, April, VE3BHG, how are you doing? What's new? What's going on up your way? AC4YL with the group.
VE3BHG here. Good evening, everybody. I haven't been as active this week with radio because my sister came up she is an alumnus of Queen's University in Kingston here in Ontario, but she's actually living in New Brunswick. And she decided to join her son at homecoming week. Had a gas this past weekend and then came to visit me here in Niagara. And while she was here, she had brought a friend of her son's with her as a travel companion, and he's never seen the falls. So we played tourist on Tuesday and Monday, Tuesday, and we went to see the falls and did some things I've never done. Like we went up the Skylon Tower in the elevator that you can see all the way up. And then we went to the observation deck and looked out over the falls. And before you go up, they take your picture. They get you to go in front of a green screen and they take your picture. And I have one of the pictures. It's one of those where they put you in a barrel going over the falls. And that was fun. And of course, I've never actually been right up to where the falls actually goes over. I've never been that close to it because usually we're going during the tourist season, and it's off season now, so it was a lot easier to get close. And so we just sat there and looked at it for a while, and then ate at a restaurant overlooking that has like a patio, heated patio at this time of the year. And so that was nice because you could still look out over it all. And what else did we do? We went to Niagara-on-the-Lake, which is not too far down the road. It's still on the Niagara Parkway, and it's a beautiful, sort of a Victorian-style downtown. Pausing for reset. It's going to... anyway, Niagara-on-the-Lake has all these wonderful boutique-y type shops, and you know, we have roots in the British Isles, so we went into the Irish shop because Josiah really wanted to go in there, and my sister bought herself this beautiful, beautiful wool cardigan, merino wool cardigan. He bought himself a hat, and I just admired. And then we went to the Scottish shop, and the Scottish shop has Harry Potter and Game of Thrones and one other thing, Downton Abbey, yes. And so my sister bought herself a Game of Thrones mug, but I'm among the people who have never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, so there you go. But yeah, we had a gas together and just enjoyed ourselves doing that, even though the weather was a little bit drizzly by the time we got to Niagara-on-the-Lake. Then also, because we're downsizing hopefully in the future, we've been up in our attic, and I'm a crafter, so I've been finding all kinds of things that I even forgot I had that, oh my goodness, I mean, we've been making weekly trips to the thrift store to drop stuff off, which is, anyway, you won't believe the things I found. I found an old-fashioned brownie camera. I found tons of crochet cotton that I'm always picking more up because I forget I have it, you know, yarn and stuff like that. Just amazing. And notes from the kids when they were in school, which was like a while ago. You know, it's amazing. Like, it's a treasure trove up there. But of course, there's a lot of junk too. So we've been kind of busy doing all of that. But yeah, it was good to see my sister again. She gets to come out to Ontario much more often than I get to go to New Brunswick, but it's beautiful out there too. It just gives you a new appreciation when you can see it through the eyes of someone who's never been here, so it's kind of fun. But anyways, and so I kind of missed my my net this week, the club net, but I was able to join the ladies on the air and you folks. So anyways, back to you, Catherine, AC4YL from PE3BH.
Okay, very good, April. Well, awesome. Sounds like y'all had a really nice trip. It was fun to hear about that and gives me some more stuff to look up. cool. So I'm glad you guys had a great time. It sounds like a lot of fun. And let me see here. Let's try to catch up here. Okay. But, yeah, it sounds like y'all had a really nice trip there to Niagara-on-the-Lake. I was doing a little looking up on that location and learning a little bit about that. So very cool stuff. Awesome. It's fun. You learn all kinds of things right here on the net. So awesome. I'll have to make a trip up there sometime. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, cool. Let me see. Did we get everybody? Just check my list here because it's not working the way I want it to. I think we hit everybody. Okay. Did we miss anybody, any YLs that have not checked in yet that would like to? Or did we miss anyone as we went down the list here? Please jump on in and call now, AC4YL. Okay, not hearing anyone, but I did find another site I posted in here with another list of some more HF digital nets for Barb there and anybody else that's looking for these. This is a pretty good list. Let me pull it back up here. In a second. Multitasking is not my thing. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good list. And some of them are location specific and some of them are not. In fact, for our gals there in Ontario, there's an Ontario HF Digital Net on Thursdays at 8 o'clock local time, Roundtable Net. Nisi talked about Feld Hell. There's a Feld Hell Club Net on Thursdays and Fridays, 9 p.m. local. It's a roundtable. Trying to see if there's any specific to where you are at. I don't really see any there, but there's a nice good list. You can definitely check them out, and that page has some additional information on digital modes and nets there. So hopefully that'll give you a little more info there, Barb, to explore and check out. Okay. Does anybody else have any comments or questions or anything else that you wanted to talk about tonight? We still have a few minutes left, so come on in. Love to hear from you, AC4YL. Okay, looks like, oh, Melanie just posted a link there. Let's see, that is, oh, Kansas Public Service and HF Nets. There you go, Barb, perfect. Out of the Kansas Section News, there's several nets there you can definitely check out. There's also Saturn and Red Cross and Health and Welfare. Looks like those are CW and sideband, so those aren't digital there, but the other list is, so check it out, and there you go, Barb. I think you are pretty good and set there with some nets there. Oh, whoa, let's see here. Shirley has joined us. Shirley, good to see you on this Friday for you. How are you? We just finished going down the check-in list and catching up with everyone. So would love to hear from you and how you're doing and what's been going out your way. So Shirley, if you'd like to jump on in and say hello, we'd love to hear from you. CK5YL, AC4YL with the group.
AC4YL, this is CK5YL. Thank you, Catherine, for dragging me in as soon as I check in. Great to see everybody there. A great number of names there, names I hadn't heard before, haven't seen on here. I hope Susie, NHCGM, has got her microphone fixed and maybe she'll be able to talk to us soon. Margaret probably won't be able to make your net later. I've got a stack of work to catch up. I've been away in Tasmania for the Lay Skilled AGM, but at the same time I've visited with three groups, radio groups, one in Sunbury, that's country Victoria, which is a day's drive away. Then I caught the ferry across Bass Strait. Never again will I go on that ferry on an overnight trip. Both there and back I was quite ill, even though I'd taken medication, but that's another story. Had a wonderful time in Tasmania, met up with the VK7 girls and the president of our Wireless Institute of Australia, who lives down in Tassie, and spent a whole day at the shack of a guy at the home of a guy who is on the Anzanet, John, VK7XX. He's got a wonderful spot up there, 5 acres of bushland, but around the home and the radio shack and antennas and things, the area has been cleared. So all in all, I've had a fantastic trip, and I'm trying to catch up. So back to you, Catherine, AC4YL. This is VK5YL with the group.
All right, very good, Shirley. Well, I'm glad you had a nice trip, but it's kind of funny. I think traveling is hazardous to your health. Seems like you can't catch a break when you travel, but you know, you always seem to still have a great time anyway. But it's always a pleasure to hear from you, Shirley. It's great to have you here with us. Yeah, we've got a few gals that have joined us that haven't been on before, and it's wonderful. That's what makes this net so enjoyable. We have people coming in and out that have been here before or haven't been here in a while, and then the core group here that we enjoy hearing from everybody whenever they can make it. So it's nice to always have some new folks joining with us, and a pleasure to have you here, and glad you're doing well and things are going well out your way. All right, well, I think that about covers everything. Of course, we've got CQ Worldwide again this weekend. Let's see if there's anything else going on. There's ARRL EME contest going on this weekend. Those are really the two main ones happening this weekend, so that's cool. Looking forward to November Sweeps coming up next month. We're excited about that. That's a fun one. Got to get that antenna up and going there for that. And so I think that about hits it. Anybody else have comments, or if you wanted to bring any ham radio questions to the group, please go ahead. AC4YL with the net here. Okay, not hearing anyone. So Shirley, in answer to your question real quick, yeah, I think that is .om. Dot is AC4HH, and we met, Melanie and I had the pleasure of meeting her and her OM and several other YLs up in Chattanooga, Tennessee this past weekend at their Chattanooga Ham Fest. And had a great time up there, and they've got a great YL participation going on out that way, and I think that is his repeater that's connected up, I believe. So I haven't heard anything back this evening, but I did see Dot connected earlier and then disconnected, so I don't know if she had to go do something else, but that's what that's about, Shirley.
Thank you, Catherine. I was just wondering, I didn't know who it was because he's been on for a couple of days, and I just wondered if anybody knew what it was all about. So thanks for that update. And yeah, I'll leave you to get on with the rest of things. I may have to disappear shortly, but I'll stick around for as long as I can. AC4YL, VK5YL.
AG4YL here, hearing Shirley and knowing she's out there in BK land, and good evening to you, Shirley. Just a reminder, on November 4th, which is coming up here quickly, Georgia will be going off of daylight savings time back to Eastern Standard Time from Eastern Daylight Time. What that means is that, you know, our view of 8 o'clock is going to change from some of the rest of the world and some of the other states that either don't observe daylight savings time, like Arizona, or may have different dates that they return to or from. So even though it will still remain, you know, 8 o'clock Eastern, that's going to change from daylight to standard. So on November 4th, our UTC will we will be -5 UTC instead of -4 here where the net is done, geographically located. And so for the rest of you, it will be starting an hour later. Yeah, it'll be an hour later. So 0100 UTC, 0100 UTC after November 4th. So let everybody know that you know that might be observing differences in times changing, or for those people in like in Arizona whose time doesn't change, 0100 UTC after November 4th. Just wanted to make that point so everybody could still find us and know where we were. That's all. Just wanted to jump in and let everybody know that. This is AG4YL, and I'll return this back to Net Control.
All right, very good, Melanie. Thanks for that reminder. Yeah, that'll definitely play key for folks like Shirley and Jenny who get on here. Yeah, I know, right, Shirley? It's so confusing. It's so many people are like, can we just get rid of it and just all stay on the same time? Wouldn't that be something? Anyway. But very good. So thanks for that reminder. So not next week, next Thursday, same time, but the week after will be 0100 UTC, which will still be 8 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, very good. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here and hanging tough with us this evening. Hope everybody has a great weekend and a great week, and we look forward to catching up with everyone next Thursday. Please don't forget to visit and post to our WILE OpNet Facebook group and continue net topics and questions there in between weekly nets. We also encourage you to participate and post questions, adventures, and all things ham radio related in the WILEOpsGroups.io group page. We'd like to thank Lauren, KC9ZHV, for live streaming and recording this net whenever possible and making it available to all through YouTube. We would also like to thank Alara for the use of this Echolink conference node, the North Fulton Amateur Radio League for their D-Drop-In chat room, and all LinkedIn listening YLs and OMs alike for your ongoing support of this net. This is Catherine, AC4YL, closing the WILE OpNet and returning the Alara conference node back to normal use. 33 ladies, we'll see you next week, and gals, if you like, feel free to come back in about an hour and join Margaret for the MinnowNet. AC4YL.